Welcome back to Wizard Supercoach. A better week this week. Not great, not bad. Although you got to be happy when you go up nearly 200 spots. So went up 197 spots to season rank of 784. Score of 2134 was enough to do it for me. So I was actually surprised because it looked like there was quite a few 2200 plus scores getting around. But I don't know, it must have been an illusion. So while it's not bad, it's kind of bittersweet, I guess, because I made a big mistake with my captaincy, and it cost me from getting a score that would have taken me up a fair bit higher, I think. But that's okay. Like it's a lot easier to deal with when it's your own mistake and it's not just bad luck or something. So yeah, we'll take it. It's a decent week for sure, especially when I've just spent 3 weeks going down in rank. So yeah, got to be happy with that. So we'll look at the team. Got 10 trades left, 66.5k. Think I know what trades I'm going to do already this week, provided no curveballs come up. Managed to get through this week with no injuries. Yeah, that's always a good thing. So I'll get to that later. But yeah, we'll look at the team as always. So the defense was not too bad, I guess. Sinclair pretty quiet with a 90. I don't know. I think Nas back in the team really hurts him. I don't have any stats to back that up. Not that I've seen, but the eye test certainly seems to show that. He'll be alright though. Like he'll still score okay, and everyone has him, so it doesn't matter too much. Holmes 124, so he was not a bad option, I guess, for the VC or C. I didn't go there. But yeah, you definitely 124. That's good from any primo. Ash 130, so off the half back again. His last quarter was insane. I think he scored like 60 points or something in the last quarter. I was actually worried he wasn't going to hit the ton, and then yeah, he went way above and beyond. So yes, pretty welcome because he's just been scoring all right lately. But I mean, what's he had? Let's see. Oh, he got a 119 last week, but yeah, a couple of 90s before that. I guess that's the thing though, these players that just score around that 90 to 100 mark, I guess when they do put these big scores on, it's enough to alter their average. It's a bit harder when you've got these players, usually the forwards they're quite up and down. So yeah, that 130 really nice. And Whitfield the 99. I thought he was going to be a bit higher than that, but he kind of went out of it. I think somewhere around the third quarter. Kind of lost interest in the game by that point. It actually wasn't a bad game, but I was just doing other stuff. And yeah, there's not enough days in a weekend, I'll tell you. But a 99 is basically a ton, so we take that. It's all right. I was going to lose some money probably this week, but it's not why we got him in, so it doesn't really matter. Although he probably could hit that 127 against Carlton, to be honest, so it's all right. Worrell the 79. So some have suggested that Hugo coming into the team has kind of limited Worrell's scoring. I don't know if that's the case yet. It's probably too small of a sample size. There was people saying that Miller was hurting his scoring, and then it's Keane that hurts his scoring. Keane's not back yet, but he will be soon. I don't really know, but for now I'm stuck with him. So yeah, the Crom were out of control against the Dogs. It was really, really good to see, but it was a bit of a surprise, to be honest. Thought it'd be close either way, but it was anything but. So Cromer in really good form. Don't know what that means for Worrell, though, in terms of scoring. So let's see. Let's have a look at the Hugo effect. So he's played 2 games. Worrell's got 99 and 79. Not many people score great against Geelong, so I guess we'll give him a pass. I'm going to wait to see more before I kind of write him off or declare that it's one single player that's impacting him. And then there's Hugo himself with that 68. So he's been a really welcome addition to the team. You can see, like, outside of a super coach sense, he's really helping the Crom, given that that dash from behind the ball. Something we've lacked a bit. Miller is capable of it, but yeah, I guess it kind of helps Miller too. Probably gets less attention. But in super coach, that 68 is yeah, very, very helpful. So 70 average for a 99k rookie, like that's killer. So what's he, minus 80 break even for this week? Let's say even if he goes a 50 against Melbourne, what's he going to make? Like I don't know, like 60k, something like that, 50k. Um, yeah, and I can't see him going that low, but you never know, so it's all right. Uh, yeah, the midfield wasn't too bad either. So this is where I messed up. Put the VC on Bont, wasn't going to take the 101. And then I thought, I don't trust any of the rucks at the moment. You know, Gorn had that shoulder worry. And I thought Max Heath could always be a late in or something like that. Grundy as well has been a bit sore. Maybe they bring Laddams as a late in. I don't know. You got to remember that Saturdays for me, it's really hard to keep tabs on this stuff because I'm stuck at footy all day. And then Cherry, like who would be trusting Cherry after his display last week? So yeah, I actually had these really good scores in the ruck, and I didn't trust any of them, which is where I made a mistake. You know, like Gorn really has done nothing to suggest that he shouldn't be trusted, but yeah, just that shoulder problem, I guess. And Heaney's been out of control lately, so I thought, you know, in the wet maybe he'll dominate, but yeah, Port actually put up a really good fight, so it kind of stumped me. And also, I think in the last quarter, Heaney went backwards. I swear he was up around 115 and then lost like 10 points right at the end. But anyway, 104, like, you know, it's not the worst, I guess. Yeah, I had actually had the captaincy options this week. That's the annoying part. Last week I didn't, and Heaney's 119 or whatever it was. That was all right, but yeah, it stings this week for sure. Butters 128, so he outdid Heaney. He was really good, and again, Port were really good. As much as I hate to say that, but yeah, they really just turned it into a good old scrap, and I don't think Sydney really wanted that. They're pretty fast moving team, so yeah, Port did well, and I guess that helped Butters score. I didn't see the whole game, but from what I saw, it was pretty good watching him and Heaney go head to head at times. And then Bont's 101. He's not the Bont of previous years, I think. You can really see like his scoring this year. If you take away, he's had the 160 against the Giants. So he's had this round 1 to 4 here, where he went 160, 141, 153. Then he had that random 163 against Port. But outside of that, we're not really seeing that ceiling that we're so used to seeing. There's also some like really uncharacteristically low ones. So the 84, 66, and the 88. Like normally you'd get like one or two of those in a season. And I think we're halfway through and we've seen 3 of them. So yeah, maybe he is starting to decline a little bit, or maybe he needs a bit of help in the midfield. I don't know. But he's not the surefire captain option that he used to be. That's for sure. He's got Saints this week. Yeah, I don't know. We'll look at the captains and stuff later. I don't think there's anything wrong with Bont, by the way. I think he's just, I don't know, maybe it's because the Bulldogs have dropped off as well. But I seriously think he needs some help in there. Merritt's 109. It's an interesting one. Looks like he's still playing that mid-half-back split, which I actually don't mind. Just kind of makes it hard for him to get those contested possessions when he's at half-back. But yeah, I guess a 109's fine for him. Like, there's a lot of players that are up and down, but he's been pretty consistent this year, so don't mind it. I'm not going to trade him or anything, that's for sure. The Callahan 93. He's a frustrating one because he seems to be handballing a lot more than kicking. And obviously that affects your score. I thought he was going to get to the ton, and then he kind of slowed down in the last quarter, I guess. But there was a period in the third quarter there where it looked like he put on about 25 points in 5 minutes. So, yeah, he can score really well. It's just, is that current game, like the Tsunami, where it's a lot of handballs, is that really translating to Supercoach scores? I'm not sure. He's all right. He's fairly consistent now since we've gotten him in. But, yeah, there's not really much of a ceiling to speak of. Not like last year, so... Yeah, another one. Maybe it's just a sign of the times, the way the game has gone. Because it kind of seems to be everyone except for like Yahini and Dawson at the moment, who's absolutely out of control. While I'm on it, I guess, before I forget, I'll talk about Dawson, because somebody did comment, and they asked me why, as a Crom supporter, did I not get Dawson? And believe me, I'm asking myself the same question. It's disappointing. Um, he's obviously a great player and stuff, but he's prone to a tag, and he's shown that he doesn't deal with them that great in the past. But I mean, he's dealing with it now. Whatever's coming his way, even entire teams by the look of it. But the main reason why is because after he came back, after his brother died, um, I didn't think he'd sustain it. I thought he'd been running off of pure, what would you call it? Pure emotion, I guess, and just that drive to succeed for his brother. And I mean, we've never seen him in form like this before, and I just thought the emotional toll of it would drain him after 2 or 3 weeks, and he might go back to being a bit quiet, but he hasn't, and I was wrong, and I probably shouldn't have doubted the man. He's an absolute champion, but yeah, that was the reason why. So it's not really a simple answer, and hopefully no one takes that the wrong way. But yeah, he's just absolutely flying. And if he does crash after this, it's been absolutely amazing what he has done, especially after what he's been through and stuff. So I mean, I could never do anything like that, and I think most AFL players, probably be hard for them to do that. So yeah, there's a reason why he's captain and why he's absolutely flying, and I'm an idiot for not picking him, so there you go, I admit it. Back to the team, and Murdoch's 53, so he's done. He lost a little bit of money, but not too much, so that's okay. But he's got to go. I didn't see this game. Looked like a cracker finish. Was he tagging again? So someone let me know. But yeah, he's very up and down with his scoring. It's either like a ton or a 50 lately. Well, that's what it feels like. Yeah, pretty much. So he's done. I think I need to get a primo in, break even of 109, and let's face it, he was never going to be a keeper. So he will go this week most likely, and somehow my plan that I spoke about in my trade video will actually work out. I was a bit unsure if the finances would work out there, but it's going to, and only just, but I can do it. So I'll get to that later. Where was I up to? The Cum Dog, 61. A very handy 61. So I don't even know if it counted in the end on my field, but in terms of money making, it's very good timing. So break even at 36. He can stick around for another week. It's nice. What's he made? I think about 90k. 88.7. So yeah, thereabouts. They've already had their buy, haven't they? I think it was last week. Yeah. Yeah, that's just really good timing from him. So he can just sit there until he's ripe to trade in, and then hopefully he will become a Fitzgerald or somebody like that, because I won't actually be getting him this week. But again, I'll get to that later. Dyson Sharp, 65. Another one. Very, very good timing. He has actually been such a useful rookie. Like, he was that permaloop to begin with, and then when he came back, he actually started scoring and making a little bit of cash, and now he's come back again, finally, and he's put up a decent score. So he's only made 65k so far, but just the timing of it is amazing. So cash gen's hard at the moment, and we can get these 99k rookies in, but we got to wait for them to ripen up. So he's a little bit ahead of the curve. Break even at 14. It sucks he's got the buy, but yeah, we'll be holding on to him, that's for sure. Burton didn't play. He's a dead rookie, so he'll probably become the new permaloop when Sharp gets the boot, at least for a while. I'm still not at the point where I want to be bringing in the 99k rookies, like the dead ones that aren't going to play. I mean, that's right at the end kind of stuff, and if all goes to plan, I should be able to get full primo with 4 trades left. So yeah, see what happens, I guess. Grundy 119, had a big last quarter. I was really tossing up between putting the C on Grundy or Heaney. I don't know. I should have done it. Like, the Rucks had proven that they were scoring well this week. I should have just gone with Grundy, but whatever. What did I lose? Like 15 points. Oh well. it's okay. Grundy was good, so yeah, hopefully this bye does him well. When he comes back, he goes nuts. Who's he got on the run after this? Let's have a look. Brisbane, the Dogs, Fremantle. Hmm. Brisbane are usually pretty restrictive. Um, even for Grundy, it appears here. So, but you can see he doesn't mind Fremantle, I guess, and the Dogs he normally goes pretty ham on lately. So, yeah, going to be interesting. He's got a pretty decent run home though. Like the Crom, the Giants. He always goes well against the Giants. The Saints, Port, Essendon, North. Wonder if they're going to rest him. I wonder where it's going to be. Is it going to be the Essendon game, possibly? I don't know. And then Gorn, the absolute goat that you should never doubt, as I found out the hard way. And I'm definitely, well, usually I'm not one to doubt him at all. I was one of the people that started him because I was so sure that he was just going to continue on his way, even with the new ruck changes, and it happened. And I don't know why I doubted him this time, but I mean I do, but I don't. If that makes sense. So I won 68. For all that paranoia, he's still flying. He'd have to be like R1, right? Let's have a look. Yeah, he is. That's crazy at his age. But yeah, so glad I started him. I mean, he's been cheap, or cheap by his standards at times, and you could have got him in and stuff. But just starting him, you got all those nice scores along the way. So that's what I always say at the start of seasons: is it really worth not picking a player because you might be able to get them cheaper later, but you miss out on some absolute ripper captaincy scores. Yeah, definitely why my rank was so high to begin with. Like earlier in the year, it was when these rucks were going off. It was just so easy to put in the captaincy each week, like VC and a C on each one, and just pick the opponent. With that said, it's been pretty hard lately, I think in general, just to pick the right captains. So the past 4 weeks, my captains have averaged 111. Previous to that, we were going at 156. So it's a big drop off, and it's probably why my rank has tanked a bit. But oh yeah, I don't know. It's just an educated guess, isn't it? Can't get them all right. Sheasel on 42. Now, usually I just skip over Sheasel and I say everyone has him, who cares? While that is true, I don't think we ever really consider him as a captaincy score, which is odd because he can go crazy with the best of them. I mean, how many good scores has he had this year? Like, I would take anything over a 120, really. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's had 8, like, captaincy-worthy scores. So, I think we need to stop ignoring him. I mean, it depends on the matchup and stuff. He's got Richmond this week. He could go crazy. As I said, I'll look at the captains and stuff later, but yeah, it's the one time I'm actually going to give him some attention here and not just say everyone has him, who cares? So yeah, he's been bloody good all year, as we thought he'd be. Petrarca's 93. He's dropped off a bit for sure. I don't know if he's carrying an injury or something. He doesn't look like he did at the start of the year. Maybe he's kind of lost that spring in his step and being at the new club and stuff. Like, I'm sure he's still enjoying it, but yeah, as the season wears on, it kind of becomes business as usual, I guess. He's not scoring bad, that's for sure. But I bring him in and he's given me, a 72 and a 93. Admittedly, the Cats are pretty hard to score on, unless it's round 1 where he goes 170. But yeah, he's kind of back to the Petrarca of old, I guess. His kicking's kind of not where it was at the start of the year, and I think it's because the Suns, they're not getting that wide open game that teams were allowing them to have in the first part of the year. You can see it's why they're not going so well now. Like, obviously they're not doing terribly, but they're definitely not where they thought they'd be or where we thought they'd be. I think it's interesting as well, just in general with the Suns, not in a Supercoach sense, but it's really coming to fruition. I made this prediction at the start of the year. I said it would kind of come back to bite them. They gave up a lot to get these academy kids and Petrarca. And I guess not a lot on paper, But it feels like they got rid of a lot of the cake to get more icing in the team, and it's kind of what's costing them. I feel like they don't really have the depth or those consistent role players that they need to kind of prop up these other players. So when a guy like Petrarca or whatever, when they do have quiet games, there's not really anything to even it out. Like, it's kind of the stars go crazy or bust for them. So I mean, long term it might be okay, because these academy players might end up being stars, but yeah, it's a bit of an odd one. I think guys like Ainsworth and that, they're doing pretty well. And yeah, they'd probably like to have them right now. So if it costs them, I mean, yeah, it's interesting. I guess we have to wait probably long term to be able to judge that one. But in the short term, it's kind of playing out how I thought it did. And I don't know if I would have went down that road if I was the Suns. But yeah, I think the last thing they really needed was to try and strengthen their midfield when they had problems elsewhere. So, I mean, I'm just a slob on my couch, though. I'm not involved in the AFL, clearly, so I don't really know what I'm saying. There's professionals there that clearly do, and they get paid a lot of money to do it. So I guess, yeah, we just wait and see and back in their opinion. 141 from Cozzy. Yeah, these forwards, they do my head in. They're either like hitting these kind of scores or they're all scoring like 60s and shit. So yeah, for those that had Cozzy this week, that was a big score. Clearly he wasn't tagged. He's got the Crom this week. Yeah, then we got the bye. But he's in some good form. Probably should have scored more against Collingwood if he remembered how to kick in the last quarter. But yeah, geez, what do you say? A 141. 3 goals, 30. I think he had 32 touches, something like that. He's definitely gone to another level this year. I think in terms of the forwards, there is a blanket over most of them, but you've got like Sheasel, Pickett. I mean, Sheasel's in a class of his own this year, but Pickett and Petrarca, I guess they're a little bit above the others, I think, in terms of safety. Pickett's certainly got a massive ceiling. And then Tracy. And then outside of that, it's kind of like whichever one you want. I still like Sanders. I think I might go there after his bye. But yeah, it's really hard with the forwards, so I think you're best off upgrading elsewhere if it works out that way, and just waiting to see as long as you can with the forwards, which one presents themselves as the next one to join that group, because somebody will, that's for sure. It could even be Thilthorpe. Seriously, I was so close to bringing him in instead of Durham, and instead of Took. And yeah, Thilthorpe's 99 was pretty good, but Durham was a good in, I think. It sucks he's got his bye now, but Miller, not so much, 67. Now, I was so annoyed bringing him in. I got him in because I thought he'd be the most consistent and safe option out of all those, let's call them blanket forwards, in that big group. And yeah, he gives me his lowest score of the year by probably some margin, I would say. So I was not impressed. So 72 was his previous low. He hadn't gone below 80, and then he dishes up a 67. He's another one, right? He got a lot of the ball, but like Callahan, he was just allergic to kicking. And I'm wondering, after watching the game, every time he went to kick long, his kicking action was absolutely bizarre. It looked like he was almost falling over. I wonder if he's carrying an injury and he was trying to avoid kicking, and then when he had to, he was almost trying to protect it or something. I've got to find out. I do have a source on the inside at the Suns. Yeah, I was assured that Took was a safe pick, so I'm going to be hitting up my source and complaining, as I do. But yeah, I want to know more about that, so if I find out, I'll let you guys know. But yeah, Durham, I was definitely not sold on that one, but it's hard to ignore the CBAs and stuff. Like, I probably wouldn't have got him almost certainly wouldn't have got him if McInerney hadn't got injured, but because McInerney had dropped so far in price, it kind of felt like the only option. I didn't want to have to put extra money on McInerney that I didn't have, so yeah, always keeping an eye on the next week. So Durham worked out really well so far. 1 week. Break even at 8 though, so he's going to make some money. So I guess, yeah, worst case scenario, he makes a little bit of money and we can upgrade him later if you've still got the luxury trades. But yeah, it's hard to argue with the, he gets CBAs, he scores kind of thing. Like, isn't that what we base it all on? So yeah, interesting. think if you can get any of these like 300 to 400k forwards, Thilthorpe being the other one, like I mentioned, and they work out, like it can put you ahead really far. Because then that basically you don't have to go for a budget mid or something to finish your team. You can get like a Baz or someone like that, which is why another reason why I did it. So hopefully I'll be able to get Baz eventually. Now he's what price is he now? He is coming down, I think. I know this video is all over the place, but I've got to mention these things before I forget them because I just do this in one hit. There's no editing or anything. Yeah, Baz break even at 148, and hopefully he doesn't get that against Fremantle, and then we can get him in after his bye because I think they got round 16, right? It would have to be. Yep. Yeah, that would be perfect. Just hit like a low ton or something, and then hopefully in he comes. So yeah, back to the team. I'm thinking too far ahead. Jones 55, that's not too bad. To be honest, when I looked at his stat sheet, because I only saw the second half of that game, I thought he had a lot more of it. I thought he was involved in a lot more. So expecting more than a 55, but I guess you'll take it. He's going to go this week. He's still probably got a little bit of money to make, but he's done his job. He's made about 140k and need to upgrade this week. So we'll come back to him in a second when I talk about trades. So Lake got a 43. He's averaging 44. It's not great, but he's 99k. So he doesn't have to score massive to make us like 100k. There was probably better options around, but whatever. He's all right. Like, when so many people are getting dead 99k rookies, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, if you got one that's scoring and making a little bit, at least you have the option, I guess. So we'll see what happens. Kind of him at Banfield, like, I don't know, they're probably playing for the same spot. And then, yeah, Big Cherry, 152 in the flex. Very handy. Yeah, I didn't expect it. And I think he only got like 70% TOG, so yeah, pretty crazy. His stat line didn't even look that insane either. Like, I didn't see the game, so I don't know what he did and at what time, but it must have been impactful because the stat line certainly didn't look like a 152. But yeah, we'll take it after the shit he dished up last week. It almost brings him to a 100 average over the last 2 weeks. So, it's good timing, like most of this. But that's the team. So let's have a look at trades. We'll set the team up for next week. This has gone longer than I expected. So, okay, what I'm going to do here... Can I do this? If McDonald gets dropped, I'm going to loop Clark for Hugo. But for now, I can't do it unless McDonald gets dropped. So we'll have a look. I guess I'll start Clark over Hugo, though. Just work on law of averages. But yeah, if McDonald's dropped, we can loop Clark, and then, if he gets like a 70 or something, we can roll the dice on Hugo. Geelong's pretty hard to score on, I think, for this kind of player. It's Clark's old team too, so he got the 75 points in round 1. If I remember, he was actually doing quite well, and he just shit the bed in the second half. Completely went out of it. He's good at doing that, as anyone that's owned him would know. So yeah, maybe we have to loop him there, because I think Hugo's just going to keep getting better and better, to be honest. Okay. Dacos comes back in, that's nice. So Sharp on the bye. We're going to be down a few players this week, as I think a few teams are. Right, so what's that giving me? It's pretty shitty projected, 1,860. So we should have a full team though, full 18. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18 in the flex, and that's without trades. So we will have 19 in total, I think. So let's get rid of Jones. As I said, he's not completely ripe yet, but he has to go. And I think, let's have a look. Is there any other rookies in the forward line that are 99k? there's quite a few 99k rookies getting around that look good, but we don't have to go on them all early because I mean none of them are on the bubble. So now I did want, if I was going to go anywhere, I probably, to be honest, I would have got Fitzgerald in the middle, or what's that West Coast guy, the new guy? He scored like a 70 or something. Would have been one of those two, but I can't do it this way. Because Jones, obviously, I can't swing him to the midfield because I want to get rid of Murdoch as well. So it has to be a forward. I think it's just going to be how do you say it? The Collingwood guy. Podarski? I don't know. Anyway, he comes in. Just gonna have to field him for the week. Hopefully his score will just drop out or something, and Cherry will do well and knock him out of there. And then Murdoch goes, and as the plan was going, because it's not going to be Baz because he didn't drop enough money. Where is he? I wish it was Dawson. Gonna get Noah Anderson, I think. So he already had his bye. He was, so I mentioned before that I have, an inside source at the Suns. That's actually no word of a lie. I do. And supposedly Anderson was playing sore at the start of the year. So that's why he was not doing as expected, but apparently he's cherry ripe now and you can absolutely see it. And I'm actually being told to expect a bit of an uptick in Rao's performance as well. So yeah, we'll see. We all remember what Rao did on the run home, but yeah, I've always been a little bit hesitant with Anderson. I've actually never owned him, I think, since he was a rookie, but mainly because he's a tag target. But I think with Petrarca around, like Geelong tagged Petrarca, not Anderson, kind of fills me with confidence a bit. So, and Anderson really should have had he was on track for like a 150 or something. He just slowed right down. But yeah, I think we go with that this week. So let's see what that looks like. This is why you always plan ahead a week. Yeah, you always need money carrying over. And now I won't have it for next week, but maybe it's no trades next week or like no upgrades. But that's okay. I think we can get away with it. It'll be the last round best 18 round. So yeah, we'll be okay. So what's this going to give me? What are we projecting at now? 1948. So probably be actually a bit higher. Let's see. Let's look at the captains and vice captains. I know this is all early for now, but what do we got? Who are the rucks? Who's Gorn got? He's got McAndrew, so he should do alright against McAndrew. It won't be an easy kill because they're the same size, but I think Gorn should be stronger and a bit more experienced for him. Or a lot more experienced, I should say. What did he get against him last time? They've played, haven't they? Or they haven't? They haven't. Okay. The last time I predicted a ruck to do well against McAndrew, it went very badly. So that was Cherry, I think. Who have North got? North got Richmond. Is Nankervis back? If Nankervis isn't playing, you've got to go Cherry for captain, I think. Or maybe it's like Cherry into Bont. Oh, what do we do here? Is there any other obvious ones? Sheasel, as I said before, he's an option, but probably not with Cherry around. Dacos or Butters could both go big. Probably not the week to do it with Anderson because Hawthorn's pretty hard to score on in the midfield. Yeah, I'm not really seeing majorly obvious options. Yeah, it's probably going to be something like that, but we're looking a bit far ahead. There's a lot to play out over the next 3 or so days, so 4 days. But yeah, good round, and I hardly saw any footy at all this round, and obviously it doesn't matter how much footy you watch that week. It's not going to affect how your team scores, but usually when I say I'm struggling because I don't watch the games, it's because I don't have the knowledge that I usually have from watching the games, so it's harder to make these educated guesses, and work out the probabilities and stuff, because as I said, I do play to probability a lot. But yeah, let me know how you went and what you're planning to do. I know some people think we're planning to not trade this week, which isn't. It's not a bad idea. I could have been enticed to do that myself. But yeah, I think Anderson, while I can get him, I'm going to get him, because there's every chance he does go 123 this week against the Hawks, and just don't want to really wait. I'm trying to time it so that I can get Baz straight after his bye, or at least a Sanders after his. We'll see. So yeah, it's, as I said, it's gone longer than I expected, but yeah, a bit to talk about, I guess. We're at a pretty important part of the season. Like, I know we probably say that about all parts of the season, but yeah, we're almost out of the buys, so you kind of need to be setting your team up now for the run home. And if you're close to running out of trades and you're not full primo, you're gonna have probably a hard time. So you want to be assessing now, I think, what you want to do. Are you gonna have to make some sacrifices and go for some budget players, or are you gonna keep trying to get these really expensive players? I guess it just depends. Like, you gotta decide if you think you can do it or not, because there's going to be curveballs. Like, I was flying with my trades, I had heaps up my sleeve, and then a few injuries and bang, they're gone. So yeah, just guess a little bit of advice. I don't normally give it out too much on this channel, but there it is. So you know what, I'm really gonna try and go live this week. I think I haven't done one of them in a while, and it'd be good to catch up on some stuff and yeah, talk to some of you guys who tune in every week. Love the support. So yeah, I think that's it. I'll catch you in the live.